I have seen too many talented people throw away their entire future because they did not feel like showing up on a particular day. I have seen people with brilliant ideas never execute because they woke up feeling tired. I have seen marriages fall apart because somebody did not feel like putting in the work that day. Your feelings are temporary, but the consequences of following your feelings are permanent. When you make decisions based on how you feel in the moment, you are gambling with your future. And that is a bet you will lose every single time. Think about this for a moment. If doctors only operated when they felt like it, people would die. If pilots only flew when they were in the mood, planes would never take off. If firefighters only responded when they felt motivated, buildings would burn to the ground. Professionals do not wait for feelings. Professionals show up regardless of how they feel. And if you want professional results in your life, you have got to start showing up like a professional. Your feelings are going to tell you that today is not a good day to start. Your feelings are going to tell you that next week will be better. Your feelings are going to convince you that the timing is not right. But the timing will never feel right. There will never be a perfect day when all your feelings align and tell you to go chase your dream. That day does not exist. You have got to move forward despite your feelings, not because of them. Here is what I need you to understand. Your feelings were never designed to lead you. Your feelings were designed to follow you. You are supposed to be in charge of your feelings, not the other way around. Somewhere along the way, you gave your feelings the steering wheel. You let them drive your life. And look where they have taken you. It is time to take that wheel back. It is time to put your feelings in the back seat where they belong. The most successful people in the world have mastered this principle. They understand that feelings are like waves in the ocean. They come and they go. They rise and they fall. You cannot stop the waves from coming, but you can learn how to surf. You can learn how to navigate your feelings without letting them control you. That is what separates the winners from the losers. Winners feel the same fear, the same doubt, the same insecurity. They just do not let those feelings make their decisions. Let me ask you a question. How long are you going to wait for somebody to tap you on the shoulder and tell you it is okay to be great? How long are you going to wait for somebody to notice your potential? How long are you going to sit on the sidelines waiting for an invitation to get in the game? The invitation is never coming. Nobody's going to come to your house, knock on your door, and tell you that today is the day you become successful. You have got to invite yourself. I see people all the time waiting for their boss to promote them, waiting for their company to recognize them, waiting for their industry to acknowledge them. But you are not a passenger in your life. You are the driver. You do not wait for opportunities. You create opportunities. You do not wait for doors to open. You build your own doors. Stop sitting around hoping somebody will discover you. Go out there and make yourself undeniable. Here is what happens when you wait for permission. You give other people control over your destiny. You put your future in the hands of people who do not care about your future. You let other people become the gatekeepers of your success. And most of those people have their own agenda. They are worried about their own lives. They are focused on their own problems. They do not have time to think about your dreams. So why would you wait for them to validate you? Some of you grew up in households where nobody believed in you. Some of you had parents who told you that you would never amount to anything. Some of you had teachers who said you were not smart enough. Some of you had coaches who said you were not talented enough. And those words hurt. I understand that. Those words left scars. But at some point, you have got to stop letting old words control your new future. You have got to stop giving power to people who did not even know your potential. The people who doubted you were not prophets. They were not seeing into your future. They were seeing through the lens of their own limitations. When somebody tells you that you cannot do something, they are usually telling you what they cannot do. They are projecting their own fears onto you. They are putting their own ceiling on your life. But their ceiling does not have to be your ceiling. Their limitations do not have to be your limitations. I need you to become your own biggest believer. I need you to become your own loudest cheerleader. When nobody else is clapping for you, you have got to learn how to clap for yourself. When nobody else is speaking life over you, you have got to learn how to speak life over yourself. Your belief in yourself has to be so strong that it does not matter what anybody else thinks. Because at the end of the day, you are the only one who has to live with the consequences of not pursuing your dreams. You want to know what is killing your dreams. It is that comfortable couch. It is a comfortable job. It is that comfortable relationship that is not going anywhere. Comfort feels good, but it is a trap. Every single time you choose comfort over growth, you are choosing to stay exactly where you are. And if you stay where you are going to die where you are. I am not talking about physical death. I am talking about the death of your potential. Kill that weak feeling that keeps telling you to take the easy road. Comfort is seductive. Comfort whispers sweet things in your ear. Comfort tells you that you have done enough. Comfort tells you that you deserve a break. Comfort tells you that you can start again tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next month. Next month turns into next year. And before you know it, 5 years have passed and you are still exactly where you were. Comfort stole your time without you even noticing. I meet people all the time who have big dreams but small actions. They talk about the business they want to start, but they are too comfortable at their job. They talk about the book they want to write, but they are too comfortable watching television at night. They talk about the weight they want to lose, but they are too comfortable eating whatever they want. The gap between their dreams and their reality is called comfort. Here is the thing about growth. Growth requires discomfort. You cannot grow without stretching. You cannot expand without pushing past your limits. Think about what happens at the gym. Your muscles do not grow when you are comfortable. Your muscles grow when you push them past what they can currently handle. The same is true for your life. Your character grows when you push past what is comfortable. Your faith grows when you push past what is easy. Some of you need to get uncomfortable. You have been living in the same comfort zone for so long that it feels normal to you. But normal is not the same as good. Normal is not the same as fulfilling. Just because something is familiar does not mean it is where you are supposed to be. Some of you need to quit that job that pays well but kills your soul. Some of you need to end that relationship that feels safe but is going nowhere. Some of you need to leave that city that is comfortable but offers no opportunity. I am not saying that rest is bad. I am not saying that you should never relax. What I am saying is that there is a difference between resting and hiding. There is a difference between recovering and avoiding. Some of you are using comfort as a hiding place. You are hiding from your fears. You are hiding from your challenges. You are hiding from your true potential. You have created a little bubble of comfort, and you are too scared to step outside of it. The greatest moments of your life are waiting on the other side of your comfort zone. The greatest relationships you will ever have are on the other side of uncomfortable conversations. The greatest opportunities you will ever receive are on the other side of uncomfortable risks. Everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. That is why most people never get what they want. Because most people are not willing to be uncomfortable. Some of you are walking around letting your past hold you hostage. You keep replaying old failures. You keep rehearsing old hurts. You keep reminding yourself of every mistake you ever made. But I need you to hear me clearly. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Whatever happened to you already happened. You cannot change it. But you can change what happens next. Kill that weak feeling that keeps you chained to yesterday. Your past can be one of two things. It can be an anchor that keeps you stuck in one place, or it can be a launching pad that propels you forward. The choice is yours. Some people use their past as an excuse. They say, I cannot succeed because of what happened to me. They say, I cannot trust because of who hurt me. They say I cannot love because of who left me. But other people use the same kind of past as fuel. They say I will succeed in spite of what happened to me. They say I will trust again in spite of who hurt me. They say I will love again despite who left me. I know some of you have been through things that most people cannot even imagine. I know some of you have experienced trauma that left deep wounds. I know some of you have been betrayed by people who were supposed to protect you. I know some of you have had your hearts broken into a million pieces. And I am not minimizing any of that. Your pain is real. Your wounds are valid. But your pain does not have to define your future. Here is what I have learned about the past. The past only has power when you keep feeding it. Every time you replay an old memory, you give it power. Every time you rehearse an old hurt, you give it power. Every time you retell an old story, you give it power. But when you stop feeding the past, it starts to lose its grip on you. When you stop revisiting old wounds, they start to heal. When you stop rehearsing old failures, they start to fade. Some of you are still having conversations with people who are no longer in your life. Some of you are still arguing with people who hurt you years ago. Some of you are still trying to prove yourself to people who do not care. But those people have moved on. Those people are not thinking about you. Those people are living their lives, and you should be living yours. Let the past go so you can grab hold of your future. I am not saying you should forget what happened. I am not saying you should pretend like it did not hurt. What I am saying is that you cannot drive forward while staring in the rearview mirror. You cannot move toward your destiny while constantly looking back at where you came from. The windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. What is in front of you is more important than what is behind you. Your past was preparation. Every struggle you went through was preparing you for something. Every failure you experienced was teaching you something. Every heartbreak you survived was strengthening you for something. You did not go through all of that for nothing. There is a purpose attached to your pain. There is a testimony hidden in your trial. But you will never discover it if you stay stuck in the past. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you are hanging around 5 broke people, you are going to be the 6th. If you are hanging around 5 complainers, you are going to be the 6th. If you are hanging around 5 people with no vision, you are going to be the 6th. You've got to be ruthless about who you let into your circle. Some people are in your life for a reason, some for a season. Learn the difference. Kill that weak feeling that makes you feel guilty about leaving people behind who are holding you back. Small-minded people have small-minded conversations. They talk about other people. They talk about problems. They talk about the past. But they never talk about solutions. They never talk about growth. They never talk about the future. When you spend time with small-minded people, you start to think small. You start to dream small. You start to expect small. And small expectations lead to small results. I had to cut some people off to get to where I am today. And that is not easy to do. Some of those people were friends. Some of those people were family. Some of those people I had known my entire life. But I realized that I loved my destiny more than I loved their company. I realized that my future was more important than their feelings. That might sound harsh, but it is the truth. You cannot take everybody with you to where you are going. There are people in your life right now who are dream killers. Every time you share an idea, they tell you why it will not work. Every time you express hope, they remind you of reality. Every time you take a step forward, they pull you 2 steps back. These people are not evil. They are not trying to hurt you. They just cannot see beyond their own limitations, and they project those limitations onto you. Here is a test you can do. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look at their finances. Look at their relationships. Look at their health. Look at their mindset. Now average all of that out. That average is probably pretty close to where you are in your own life. If you do not like what you see, you need to change who you are spending time with. It is that simple. Some of you are loyal to a fault. You keep holding on to people who are pulling you down because you have a history with them. You keep investing in people who have no interest in growing because you feel obligated to them. But loyalty should not be a suicide pact. Just because somebody has been in your life for a long time does not mean they should stay in your life forever. People grow apart. People change. People go in different directions, and that is okay. Start surrounding yourself with people who challenge you. Surround yourself with people who inspire you. Surround yourself with people who are going somewhere. Surround yourself with people who make you want to be better. When you upgrade your circle, you upgrade your life. When you change your environment, you change your possibilities. The right people will pull things out of you that you did not even know were there. Everybody wants to feel motivated. Everybody wants that fire in their belly before they take action. But motivation is unreliable. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. What you need is discipline. Discipline is doing what you need to do even when you do not feel like doing it. Discipline is getting up at 5 in the morning when your body is screaming for sleep. Discipline is working on your dream after you finish working your job. Kill that weak feeling that says you will start when you feel ready. Motivation is like a guest. It shows up when it wants to and leaves when it wants to. You cannot control when motivation comes. You cannot control how long it stays. You cannot build a future on something so unreliable. But discipline is different. Discipline lives with you. Discipline is there every single day. Discipline does not care how you feel. Discipline just cares about what you do. I see people all the time who wait for motivation to strike before they take action. They wait until they feel inspired to work on their goals. They wait until they feel energized to go to the gym. They wait until they feel creative to start their project. And guess what happens? They never feel inspired enough. They never feel energized enough. They never feel creative enough. So they never do anything. The most successful people I know are not the most motivated people. They are the most disciplined people. They have systems in place. They have routines in place. They have habits in place. And those systems and routines and habits carry them forward even on the days when they do not feel like moving. That is the power of discipline. Discipline does not need to feel like doing something. Discipline just does it. Here is how I think about it. Motivation is like a spark. It can start a fire. But discipline is like the logs that keep the fire burning. You need the spark to get started. But if you only rely on sparks, your fire will keep going out. You need the consistency of logs. You need the reliability of fuel that burns slowly and steadily. Discipline is that fuel. Building discipline is not complicated, but it is hard. You build discipline by doing hard things consistently. You build discipline by keeping promises to yourself. You build discipline by following through even when nobody is watching. Every time you do what you said you were going to do, you strengthen your discipline muscle. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. Over time, those small acts of discipline become a lifestyle. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Start right now with what you have. Start messy. Start scared. Start tired. Just start. Discipline will develop along the way. The more you show up, the easier it becomes to show up. The more you push through resistance, the weaker the resistance becomes. Discipline is a skill, and like any skill, it gets stronger with practice. Every no you receive is not a stop sign. It is a